goals on an app. You can write your goals where you can see them constantly. That's the key to achieving the goal, is that you see all the goals all the time. Okay, you see the goal all the time. When you pull a piece of paper out of your pocket, it has your goals on there for the day. When you open up your phone, it has your goals on there for the day. When you walk inside of a room, on the wall is posted your goals for the day. You have a way to see what you must achieve daily, and you have something to strive for daily. Next, you strive for the goal and you cross it out when you completed it. Let's say your goal is to get up and wash the dishes at 6 a.m. So the goal is to, at 6 a.m., get up and wash dishes. That's the goal. At 6 a.m., I'm going to get up, I'm going to wash these dishes at 6 a.m. Get up and wash these dishes at 6 a.m. Get up and wash these dishes at 6 a.m. Get up and wash these dishes at 6 a.m. I'm going to get up and wash these dishes at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. comes, you get up, you wash the dishes at 6 a.m. You cross it out. You do a celebration. Now, you go to the next set of goals. What's the next goal? And that's all you do. That's how you complete your goals. That's how you get your goals done. That's the way you win. That's how you win. That's how you win. Achieving your goals. You achieve your goals, success is guaranteed. If you are just floating around in life, you may reach some success. You may get to the finish line. You may get some kind of things done. You may, but it's not guaranteed. But if you have a goal and you reach that goal, you know that you're making progress. You can look at your progress and you can say at the end of the year, this is how many goals I completed this year. I completed 575 goals this year. 575 goals. How do you think that's going to make you feel? Makes you feel competent, right? Makes you feel confident, right? Then if you had your goals digitally secured, you can go in your archives and you can say, okay, on this day, this is what I did. On this day, this is what I did. And look at how many goals did you achieve that involved money. I achieved, 120 goals that required money. So that means I'm what? I'm good at money. I'm trustworthy with money. I achieved over 100 goals that had to do with money. So now I feel more competent in the money area. Watch how goals teach you to learn. Let's say you have a goal to learn a computer language. You want to learn a software language because you need a functionality. You got to be able to see the finish line before you get there. It's something that you have to pick up an instinct about what you're doing before. I told my mother, I said, I'm going to live 4 houses down from Josephine and Long Beach Boulevard. And, I don't know how I know, but I know. I said, that was the stupidest shit I could have ever told my mother. But I told her that I said this to her with confidence that it was going to happen. Not, obviously inside, I don't know that this is true or not. And, I'm acting like it's true, you know what I'm saying? Because I want it to be true. But I didn't know that. And then, imagine a year or two later, I actually lived there. You see what I'm saying? I actually lived there. Somebody actually moved out of that house, and because they weren't paying the mortgage, so it went on the tax deed list. They had a tax deed auction. I went to that auction, and I bought the house for $6,000. $6,000. That's all they owed. All they owed was $6,000 more, and they couldn't pay for whatever reason, and they defaulted or whatever. And the house was just on the market. So I paid $6,000 to get in the house. And they said, as is, they said that when you put equity into the house, you probably have to refinance because, now it's going to be worth a lot more. And they said, we value the house at, and I said, well, it's my house now. So you don't have to value nothing. I live here. So they're like, okay, we're just trying to, and they left. So, but, that house that I was talking about is $6 grand. You're gonna live there and work there. And on Wednesdays, you're gonna come to the church. On Fridays for choir rehearsal, you're gonna come by here. And on Sundays, you're gonna be in church. You will not be here on Saturdays, hanging out and all this kind of stuff. You won't be doing that anymore. You know, it's not wrong for you to be here on Saturdays or during the week, but you'll be at home. So you won't have to worry about people popping up on you and coming here and telling you and asking you to do things. They're not bothering you by doing so, but it's just one less thing you have to worry about. You're more concerned about what are your kids eating. And, you know, I make about 5 or 6 basic meals. You know, my goal is to make spaghetti, those gyros, cinnamon potatoes, fish, and once a month we just eat ramen. I just make a big old pot of ramen noodle, and we just eat ramen noodles once a month. You know, just because it's like that. So once a month we eat ramen noodles, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Once a month. And these are goals, and goals need to be measurable, attainable, and achievable. You need to, when you put a goal, if you want to, the goal is to make $40 million. You want to make $40 million. First of all, how many zeros is $40 million? It's 7 zeros. So you have to know what $40 million looks like. If you know what 40 million looks like, then you could get there. Now, in terms of cash, how much does $1 million look like? Look at a picture. The internet is wonderful. It's great. You can look at a picture on the internet and you can see how much $1 million looks like. If $1 million will fill a whole room, is that what you want? You want to fill a whole room up with money? By October 5th of next year, you want to be a millionaire? What are you going to do? You could do a few things. You could become a major motion picture star and make $1 million. You could become a headlining comedian, a comic, and you could make $1 million. Because if you jump into this comedy and you do extremely well, then you could start getting paid almost instantly. You could start Ubering to different events. You call Miriam and you say, Miriam, can you be my manager? And Miriam will say, well, send me a reel of what you're doing, and I will see if I'm willing to invest in you. You send her your reel. When you ask her that question, you say, well, the reel is in the attachments. Check out the link. You look at the link. She sees what you're doing. She sees, okay, it's actually worth something. You're actually funny. And the rest is history. I put a reel together. I went to this room, you know, for like 6 months. And then finally, one time in December, I pieced together $20. I said, I want you to record this one. They said, okay. They recorded it, and they gave me the DVD. And I took that DVD and I put it on YouTube. I take the YouTube video and I send it out to wherever they're having comedy. They need comics, wherever they need comics at. So I just send my reel to like 1,000 different things that need comics. And out of those 1,000 that I sent, 14 of them call me back. 14 of them call me back and they said, we want you to do the same set. We want you to do some jokes. We want you to be on the scene. We're shooting a movie. We're filming a movie. So I'm in this movie and I walk out of a building and the guy says, you know, who are you? And I say, I'm the postman. He said, you're not wearing a uniform. I said, well, I'm off right now. But I have delivered mail in the past. And they took that role and they turned it into a movie character. And you played this character in the movie and you made a whopping $1,000 for that. Because you went and you filmed for 3 days somewhere. They flew you out. You filmed, you did everything, they fed you, and they sent you back. They Ubered you, got you back here, and you made $1,000. And I'll never forget, it was a Sunday, imagine, it was a Sunday morning, and on church, I said, I said, God has blessed us. I said, the Lord has blessed me tremendously. I said, I'm making money in movies now. I said, a year ago, I could have never imagined that would be my life. You know, these folks remember, these two remember who I was. I was here. I was going to donate blood, and I was content with that. I was content. I was making a little money, and I was able to put something in the tithes every week. I said, I was content with that. I was fine with that. I said, I would have been doing that as long as I could do it. But what I was doing on Mondays is the reason why. I started doing these comedies, I started doing these jokes, and it just blew into something else. And somebody I used to work with, they saw what I was doing and they were willing to invest. They said, well, I'm going to book you for some rooms and I'm going to Uber you there. So you just get in the car and you just show up. I said, you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to do anything. She says, I will pay all of that. She says, I believe in you. She says, and I'll do this for about 6 months. She says, I believe in you. I'll Uber you to different things for 6 months. And you go and you do them. And I believe it's going to pay off. She says, whatever money you make, you keep it. And she's like, just, send me a check or send me some money on a card or whatever. So what I did is I made enough money and I went to a check cashing place and I got a NetSpend card and I put like 1,000 on there. And I said, here, this is from what I made. And she said, okay, thank you. And she said, I'll put that on the rent. And she said, keep doing this. She said, I'm going to keep sending you rooms and each room is going to make you about, $50. She says, but, you go do this. You go do these rooms and you make $50. You know what I'm saying? You make $100. You make, $200. You make, $60. You keep making this money. And I start making about 1,000 a week. Praise the Lord. Goal.